Listen, apathy has never changed anything. There's no better time like right now because the world is crazy. Yesterday, I saw a video of one of my absolute favourite artists, earl Sweatshirt, talking about apathy. Specifically, apathy towards this dumpster fire of the world that we find ourselves in.
One thing that I had to overcome that I felt like was very topical for all of us at a certain age was apathy in the face of everything that my mother just said. Once the cognitive dissonance was shattered, once I started looking at things as they are, I got very depressed. I think it happens. I think it's very normal for everyone. But I think if the world is a dumpster fire, like you're gonna feel really bad if you're not taking you a bucket of water and throwing it on something whenever you can.
And this resonates with me because my whole life I have felt this apathy. And I feel this apathy growing in the face of everything that's going on in the world right now, when, as Earl says, it should be the opposite. I should be feeling less apathetic towards the world, and the worsening state of the political landscape should be making me want to get more active. The other day, a friend of mine said that we should go to a protest together. And I said yes, because we align politically and I do genuinely want to get more politically active. But I had this nagging feeling of guilt, as I couldn't bring myself to say that I have never actually been to a protest before. For all the passion that I talk about politics with my friends, I have never actually been to any sort of organised protest. I felt like a fraud. Which brings me to now, apathy, defined as a lack of feeling or emotion, impassiveness, indifference. It's not that I'm indifferent towards trans rights, Palestinian liberation, the rise of fascism. It's the exact opposite, but it's more that I feel insignificant in changing any of this. So because I feel useless, I just sit back and say, meh. But as Cheryl Harris says in the video,
Yeah, because apathy is one of the great tools of the ruling class.
For real.
am I to blame for my apathy? Absolutely. But I think it's so easy when everything is so terrible to just want to retreat back into your shell and turn to your vices. People get depressed about the state of the world. It's so much easier to just ignore the dumpster fire of the world, especially when you do care so much, because even just thinking about these things hurts. It just actually just hurts. I think the constant stimulation that we experience is such a big reason for this apathy as well. I mean, growing up with the internet ruined me. I've seen the most insane things through my screen, and it's got to a point now, and it's been like this for years, where seeing things that should disgust or shock me just don't move me at all. Like, I feel completely numb to seeing all this tragedy. The constant bombardment of world news, entertainment, information in general is just not natural at all. I think it's only natural that our brains just shut off, but that's even more reason to push back against it, because it's not normal to feel so apathetic towards this suffering that is going on in the world. I mean, our environment is literally engineered to keep us in this state of apathy, which allows the ruling class to continue to sell weapons to Israel, to continue scapegoating marginalized communities, and to continue to uphold these principles that we constantly say that we're against. Apathy is the tool which upholds the status quo. If we withdraw from the world because we feel like nothing will ever change, then yeah, nothing will ever change. While gathering my thoughts on this topic, I came across a writer called Naomi Klein, who talks about how right-wing governments use shock politics in order to further their agenda. And I'm just going to paraphrase because, she explains it so well and she goes super in depth. It's the idea that while people are distracted by a disastrous event like an economic crash or a terror attack, the government will attempt to push through repressive laws at this time so that it sort of sneaks under the radar. And this is nothing new, especially these days. I think we're seeing this more and more. We're seeing governments do this, and I feel like we're also becoming wise to it. But she talks about how in Argentina, in 2001, when they were going through a really bad economic crisis, the president declared a state of siege. He suspended the constitution and he advised that citizens stay in their homes. In response, there were mass protests, and a few days later, the president was forced to resign. And Klein's argument, and one that is widespread across political theory, is that the only way to stop repressive governments is to physically organize against them. Protests and riots, maybe. Organize demonstrations. We'll say that. I'm saying all this to say that while apathy will feel good in the moment, in that it will protect you from your intense feelings about a certain topic, the problem will just continue to get worse until you can no longer just respond with apathy. And I think that both the speakers, Cheryl Harris and Earl Sweatshirt, put it perfectly. Earl said that you'll feel bad in the dumpster fire if you're not taking yourself a bucket of water and throwing it on the fire as often as you can. And Cheryl Harris said that apathy is a defense mechanism, a natural one against the assault of too much, which I really love. And both perspectives are absolutely true. It's important to recognize why you feel apathetic towards something, because this recognition can then help you to pick up that bucket of water and try and lessen the problem. And I think it's important in my life that I finally put my money where my mouth is. I'm not really one that can preach right now because it's just the beginning for me, but I hope you can do the same. I encourage you to get down to that protest because I will be doing that too. There's no better time like right now because the world is crazy.